My name is Vega, and in this document, I'm going to show you exactly how I helped my client Sean, who wanted to break out of the traditional PT job and become an online coach who didn't want to trade time for money. He went on to replace his 2K a month at the gym and go from 0 to 17K all online in 90 days. And if you want to get something out of this document, out of watching this video, then I suggest closing all your other tabs and put your phone on Do Not Disturb mode and be locked in to this entire video. Because if you've ever wanted to go online with your fitness coaching and you follow this system to a T, you'll be able to get results in no time. And just so you don't think I'm just a knobhead sitting here with just branching out random numbers, let's have a look at some of the client wins with that. Jesse, 4 clients. He actually ended up signing 6 clients in the first 24 days of working with us. And has James closing a $1,500 deal for 90 days. And then you've got Sean closing 7.5K in just 1 week. Right? And before I go into the actual case study, I want to make sure that you are not wasting your time. So who is this for? If you are someone who wants to add 5K to 7K in a month, in the next 90 days, this is for you. If you have a social media presence, but you're struggling to get any leads and clients from it, then this is also for you. If getting a client seems like guesswork to you, you don't know where it will come from and you don't know when it will come, and this is also for you. If you know you are a great coach and you have great results, whether that be in person or online already, but you don't understand why you can't grow your business, this is also for you. If you are a slave to your business where you work around the clock and nothing happens if you stop working, this is also for you. So who is this not for? Right? And if you fit in under any of these 4 categories, I just suggest to just end the video and just save yourself some time. If you want a get rich quick thing, leave. This is not for you. If you want results to happen when they happen, right? You don't want to be in control of your situation. This is not for you. If you don't care about your clients' results and impact people's life for the better, this is not for you either. And if you don't have enough knowledge to help someone transform their life, this is also not for you. Okay, so if you fit any of these, just save yourself some time and then jump out. And if you fit any of those 5, stay until the end, because I know you have a blast and you'll learn a shit ton from this video here. So what everyone is telling you on the internet is simply not true, right? Growing, scaling a coaching offer to 17K in 90 days is simple, but it's not easy, right? Although I want you to understand that it's very possible for you, right? Because if you don't believe it, it won't happen, right? Even though you've been working your ass off for what seems forever, testing all the strategies out there and been studying successful coaches around there without getting any results. And the reason you haven't seen success is because you don't understand how to, right? You don't understand how to create attention that converts. You're just putting out content that gets, if you do get attention, it's just likes, views, nothing else, right? You don't get any business from it. And you don't understand how to funnel and nurture the attention that you get by showing your audience like you are their only option to solve their problems, and then you give them an irresistible offer for them to buy, right? You don't understand those 2, which will break down in this document. I will break down the solutions to these 2 issues. We will break down what we did to help our client have more demand than he could handle, and we'll show you how to add over 5K in monthly revenue in the next 90 days for you. All right. And lastly, we'll show you everything. You can do all of this without spending all day on your phone, send a single cold DM yourself, or spend any money on that. Okay. And the same process has been used by dozens of our clients who've all seen amazing results. Dylan here started getting views popping off, content performing. Emma got some really good insights from us and started implementation right away. A rockstar implemented right away and then saw results immediately, right? And before we start working with Sean, he got anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 views with his content. He DM'd everyone who interacts with his posts, but I realized they were all free seekers. They just wanted free advice that the videos that they could save and continue scrolling, right? They had no intention in working with it, no intention in buying what he had to sell. And he didn't understand the value he brought to his clients. He had insane imposter syndrome of why someone should choose him over any other coach and why he should charge his clients more than $100 a month, right? And by the way, disclaimer, if you're charging $100 a month it will be so hard for you to grow your business. Okay. So at the end here, I'll walk you through how you can charge anywhere from $500 a month, and charge clients $1,500 like James here in the beginning. Yeah, charge $1,500 instead of just $100. Okay. Stay to the end and you have that. Coming up with content ideas was a daily struggle for Sean, which led to always posting how-to videos or kind of those tips and tricks videos. When they didn't perform, he blamed the algorithm for being shadow banned because he didn't see any results with it. He was literally spending 12 hours in the gym every day. So he thought he was extremely busy. And what I found out very quickly is that it wasn't a lack of time that wasn't the issue. It was how he spent his time, right? Just like many other PTs wanting to dive into the online coaching industry, he spent a lot of time building funnels, websites, programs, etc. When in reality, that was just an excuse to not do what he had to do. Okay. And after 6 to 7 months with no results in the online coaching world, he was ready to go back full-time to his gym and was kind of settled with the idea of online coaching not being for him. Right? He gave it a final push by working with us, and the rest is history, and we're here, right? So what exactly did we do with Sean? What enabled him to go from 0 to 17K in just 90 days after 7 months of struggle? I've broken it down into 3 phases. First is conversion content. We've got the second, which is nurture, and then the third, which is sales, the process there. Okay, so let's start with the first one, the conversion content. In order to turn views into leads, we had to make some fundamental changes in the way he made his content, right? Instead of doing how-to videos and tips and tricks videos, like, for example, if you're struggling to lose weight, do these 3 things, or here's the 3 best exercises to target your chest, right? Those could be considered how-to videos and tips and tricks, which does not convert. So we have to cut that out, remove it completely, right? These videos, they describe the what, right? What is it that you need to do, right? So you're giving the solution to the viewers, to the audience, which means that they don't need you, right? Is what they're thinking. In reality, they do need you, but we need to attack it a bit different. We want to talk about the why, okay? Especially with an offer where the outcome isn't attached to financial numbers, right? The decision-making process is tied into the emotions. So if you have an offer that you sell to someone where the outcome for your client isn't to make more money, for example, it is oftentimes a lot more emotional. So you need to address those emotions in your marketing prior to them becoming a client, right? Losing weight, building muscle, and being mentally stable are all outcomes that bring a lot of emotions, right? Because it's very personal. It's a journey that they've been through, and it's a journey that they will go through in order to see that transformation happen. So instead of having videos where we bring up a problem and then proceed to give the solution to that problem, we need to bring up the problems and then we need to address the symptoms, right? So we don't provide the solution, we address the symptoms, right? And symptoms, they are what describes the why. If someone is fat, they most likely know that they are fat, right? And majority of them also know what it takes to lose weight, eat less and move more, right? Simple basics, right? What we need to address is the reasons as to why they aren't doing it, right? Maybe they have gym anxiety. Maybe they struggle with an eating disorder. Perhaps they've been through some past trauma, right? Whatever its symptoms they are experiencing, the reasons as to why they are not able to do what they need to do, that's what we need to talk about. We're not giving them a solution. We're simply addressing the symptoms as to why they can't solve their problem. What this will do is position you as an authority figure with tremendous understanding, right? And this is what we experienced with Sean as well. He had people reaching out to him, telling him that he felt like he was reading the mind, like listening and listing out exactly the problems that they were facing, right? On top of that, you come across as the only person who knows how to help them fix it, right? Because they relate so much to you, you clearly understand the problems, so you must be the only person who can fix it, right? So we had Sean go from posting 2 times per day to now only posting 5 times per week on Instagram and a daily post on TikTok, right? A fundamental part of this strategy is to use the stories on Instagram as a conversion mechanism as well. This is where you show you're a human as well as sharing the behind the scenes and the client results you get. So as soon as you get client results, you post it on your Instagram story, and then you make it a highlight for people to find. Point on the stories is to show that you're a human, show what you're doing throughout the day, show yourself working out, show yourself working with clients so that people can kind of see the behind the scenes. That's what the stories is about. The post is not what we show that, okay? So if you do all of this, you'll go from having no inbound leads to have people desperate to work with you. And in the nurture phase, we'll go over the posts and the content that you need to create, all right? So here, we've got the nurture. This is, there's this stat that someone has to consume 2 hours of content before they become convinced that you are the real deal. Okay, so what this means is that if you don't have a proper way of nurturing the people you speak to, you will lose out a shit ton of money. I can't stress this enough. You will lose out on a shit ton of money by not being able to nurture the people that you interact with. Okay, the only thing Sean had in place to nurture his audience before working with us was a lead magnet and a dead Facebook group. That's it, right? And you don't need a lot of mechanisms to nurture someone, but you need to get them into your ecosystem so they are always reminded of you, what you do, who you are, and that you are actually there, right? So if you follow the principles of conversion content, you will have people request to work with you after just watching one of your videos, and majority of people won't, right? Majority of people need more than one video to decide if you're the person they want to work with. So what we did with Sean was we installed a two-way nurture process, right? Content nurture and community funnel, right? So let me just clarify here, right? If you follow the conversion content, right? This here, conversion content, talk about the symptoms instead of the problems and solutions, then you will have clients coming to you after just watching one of your videos, but majority of people won't, which is why you need the community funnel and the content nurture, right? And in order for someone to take some sort of action, there are always certain objections that they need to overcome, right? And those objections is what we need to address in the content that we create so that the selling process is as low pressure as possible and people can get in touch with you without feeling any sort of pressure in order to do so. Or you will completely remove the I need to think about it objection or I don't have the money objection by addressing it in the content before, because you've already made them aware of those objections and you've handled them before actually needing to handle them, if that makes sense, right? So in your content, you need to show social proof and you need to address the objections. We had Sean follow 2 types of video content for both TikTok and Instagram. And the only difference between the 2 platforms is that Instagram needs to be more visually appealing and have a shorter videos, right? The different types of posts we used would be short flexi videos and then symptom-aware content, right? But the only difference between the 2 different platforms is Instagram more visually appealing and a bit shorter. TikTok is more like vlogging style, right? You could just pick up your phone, record it, and put some captions on, and that's it, really, right? With Instagram, it's a little bit different. So the first video style, short flexi videos, this is where Sean just flexes and poses, simply just showing that he's in good shape, he's done what he's teaching his client, and that in itself is social proof because he's achieved what his clients wants to achieve, right? And the goal is to drive massive traffic to his Instagram page and show proof that he knows what he's talking about. So it's not necessarily to sell anything, we're just looking to drive traffic to his Instagram page, and then the other type of content can do the nurture for him, as well as the stories can do the nurture for him. And that way we're also building his audience, but just having these videos go viral and then bring enough traffic to his page. The second style of content is symptom-aware content, okay? And this is designed to address the symptoms his clients are facing, like I just described in the conversion content. On Instagram, they would be a bit shorter and more visually appealing compared to TikTok, but it doesn't have to be anything fancy edits. Right? Don't limit yourself by thinking it needs to be super fancy. It doesn't, right? It is to show his audience that he understands them and that there is a way out, right? It will prime his audience, making them ready to take action before actually jumping on a call with him, right? Because you've already addressed the symptoms. They are already of the understanding that you are the person that understands their situation the most. Therefore, you must have the best solution to help them fix that problem. Okay? The second thing in our nurture process is a community funnel, right? You probably heard the word funnel before. Maybe you have some funnels as well. Maybe you built some funnels yourself, right? This is a little bit different, I think. This is not a very complex funnel at all, right? And this is a funnel designed for those who don't immediately apply to your coaching using your type form in your bio, right? They need some more time before they are ready to speak to you. It's also an opportunity to hunt people down, right? Hunt people who haven't seen your content before, right? Actively chasing people. So what we did for Sean was we installed a VA who would find, message, and interact with around 50 to 100 new leads per day, right? And if you haven't done this before, you need to gradually increase the numbers. So you can't just go ham out with 50 to 100 per day. Gradually increase it. The goal is not to pitch them anything, but it is to make them aware that you exist. And for those who are under the impression that cold DMs do not work for business, you're either a knobhead or you haven't done it properly. I understand that you don't want to be salesy, but just don't be salesy. If you do it this way, you won't be salesy at all, right? The only issue and the only only valid issue that I can understand being a reason to not do it, and this is also the issue that most coaches face with cold DMs, is having the time to do it, okay? It's one of those tasks that are so boring to do, we find any excuse in the world to prevent us from doing it, right? The tiniest excuse becomes valid when it comes to replacing the DMs, okay? And it also comes with a lot of imposter syndrome for some people. Who am I to message them? Why should I message them looking to help them, right? And you don't want to be salesy, which I understand, and you shouldn't be salesy at all, right? So we solved this by installing someone to do it for him. So Sean didn't have to do this. We did this for him, right? And the goal was to fill a community on Facebook, right? This is the overall strategy, right? So in the conversion content, when you talk about the symptoms, some people book a call with you straight off the bat. Some people fill in your type form in your bio to request to work with you and apply to work with you. And some people need more content and they need to be more convinced, right? So we direct the TikTok content, Instagram, and Facebook content, and YouTube as well if you do that, and also the DMs that the virtual assistant is sending out. We put all of that into a Facebook group. Now, we chose Facebook as it's a very familiar platform. Everyone is on Facebook, as well as you have the ability to have some qualification questions before they join the group. Okay, I'll get into which questions you should have. But the results of doing all of this is now you own their attention on Instagram, you own their attention on TikTok, you own their attention on the Facebook feed, because you can send friend requests to them and become friends with them. So they will see the written post that you post on your own feed, and you own their attention in the Facebook group. And by doing this method, you also own their attention on your email list. So what initially was just one Instagram view, like just saw your content on Instagram, now you suddenly have their attention in 5 different platforms. Okay. So he has a community on Facebook with thousands of people, right? And that is the attention that he owns. He owns that, right? No one can come in and tell him not to post an offer or to post whatever he wants. He owns that group. He owns that attention. So unless Facebook is shutting down, which is not, then that community is something he owns for a very long time. He can push any offer he wants to that community without any restrictions. So for future reference, when you post, when creating new products, new offers, he already has the audience to sell it to. That's why you see all these successful big gurus in the world in the different industries succeed, because they already own the attention. They already have the attention to sell all of the offers that they have. Okay, so each sort of launch and each offer they put out becomes successful because they already have the attention, right? And after some time, it will be diehard fans of what he's doing. The people in the group will become diehard fans of what he is doing, and some of them are even diehard fans right now. Okay, and Facebook isn't going away anytime soon. So he has this community, and it will serve him for years to come. And all it took was a couple of DMs, but he didn't have to do it himself. Okay, And we also collect email addresses of everyone who joins the group, so his email list is equally as big. And we do that by asking the following questions. These 3 questions are what we set up for people to join his Facebook group. Okay. The first question is what their goals are with their fitness journey. This is a way for him to gain more insights on the prospects that are joining the group. Right? Are they wanting to lose weight, build muscle, or are they looking to do both? Right? It's important to have options to make it as easy as possible for people to join your group to give an answer. If you have it as an open question, people need to think about what they have to put in. And therefore, they are less likely to actually put something in, right? And the second question is, what is your best email to send our lose weight while building muscle cheat sheet? Okay, this is what we call it with him, but you can call it whatever it is, right? Point is, you're providing something for free in return for that video, for that email, and you frame the question where you give them, the only option you give them is to leave your email. You don't ask them, do you want us to send? Because then they can say no, right? If you just say, what is your best email? The only option is to add their email, okay? Third question, do you want me, Sean, to reach out to you and see how I may be able to help you reach your goal in the next 90 days? 2 options, again, an option, not an open question. You need to give them some options to choose from and alternatives. 1, yes, I'd love to crush my goals with you. No, I'm happy with my current fitness level. You want to make the no seem like a bad thing to choose. Okay, you want no to be with a down before. Okay. So, for example, if you want it to be even more direct, you know, I'm happy being fat, for example. Okay, whatever it is. But make the no option a negative thing. Don't just have yes and no. Not only would this serve as a value add, why? Because they get something for free, they get something valuable here, and they also get a lot of valuable things inside of the group. But you're also giving them the opportunity to request to work with you, right? Which is the third question. You want to make all of the questions required by marking it with required, right? So you just put it like this before the question. I just put it before that. And you only accept people into the group that fills all of the questions. Don't make any exceptions, right? The only people you accept in the group are the ones that have responded to all of your answers or all of your questions, okay? And then you can use Group Leads, which is a software to automatically add all of the answers to a Google spreadsheet. And then you can use Zapier to automatically add them into your email list from there, okay? Group Leads is a paid software. Not affiliated with this or anything. It's just what we used. It's a great tool. So all you have to do to get them from a Facebook group request to on your email list is just hit accept. And then the software will do everything for you, right? That is the nurture process. And inside of the group, you continue to nurture them. You continue to put out call to action, CTAs to book a call with you, etc. You DM everyone who joins the group, so you have a connection and you have a message and conversation on Facebook as well, and as well as Instagram. And then you just continue to nurture that relationship until they book a call with you, right? Eventually, if you post all of your results inside the group, they will want to work with you, right? So now we move into the sales process, which is one of the most important things because you can drive all the traffic in the world, but if you don't know how to sell, and if you don't have a proper sales process, you won't close any clients. Okay, so this one relies on the attention that you get, and the attention relies on the sales process. So you need to master both, all right? The last phase of the 3-phase process is down to the sales, everything from the offer to the actual process. If you don't have a good offer, then I don't care who you are. People aren't going to buy. Okay? You need a really strong offer, especially if you want to have above 50% close rates and be able to sign clients effortlessly and grow from 0 to 17K in 9 days. Then you need a good offer. You can't do it without it. Okay? So Sean's offer, before we worked with him, it had no clarity and it had no direction. As a PT in the gym, you work with any and everyone who enters the gym. They just come up to you and they ask you, hey, are you a personal trainer? I need one. Or they kind of come up to you and ask you what you do, and then you can kind of demonstrate who you are as a PT and sort of explain what it is that you do. And this online is a bit different because the offer needs to do that for you, right? So what most coaches do, right, is they define a demographic of whom they think they want to work with. And that's exactly what Sean did. And this is based on their experience as an in-person trainer, okay? Because they might have clients in person who fit a certain demographic, right? But at the end of the day, in a gym, you work with any and everyone who comes into the gym to want a PT, right? So Sean's offer was, I help men from 30 to 40 lose fat and build muscle. That was his offer before we worked with him. I understand why you're doing this. And if you have a search on Instagram and just type in coaches, PTs, you'll see so many people have offers like this where they have a demographic and then just have, I'll help you lose some weight and build some muscle, right? There's 80% of coaches got an offer with this nature, okay? And I understand why you are doing it. You want it to be relatable to the people that you're speaking to, but is there any difference between losing fat and building muscle if you are 29 years old and 41 years old, right? Aside for the busy lifestyle, the time commitment, and all of that, right? But the physiological needs of what it takes to lose weight and become stronger doesn't change, right? Now I'm excluding medical situations, right? I just need to, to do the same things. Whether you're 29 or 41, you lose weight the same way and you gain muscle the same way, okay? So without knowing it, Sean limited himself with the amount of clients he could get simply by creating a demographic. Instead, we shifted to making the niche problem related, right? So we don't have a demographic anymore. We have the niche that we have is someone who fits into the problem that we solve, okay? So his ideal clients, they had two major problems. They wanted to lose weight and build muscle, and they had a super busy lifestyle. That was the two major issues his audience and his ideal client had. This offer went from, I help men 30 to 40 lose fat and build muscle, to I'll help you lose 10 kilos of body fat and build more muscle without spending more than 3 hours in the gym every week, or you don't pay. We added in a guarantee there as well to ensure client results, to make the offer irresistible, to make the offer stronger. Okay? Can you see the difference between the two? How much more appealing is this compared to this? Right? It's a lot more appealing, right? And the second change we did in his offer and deliverables is, instead of doing everything one-to-one, where he jumped on client calls every single week and they could schedule in as many they needed, we made some slight adjustments that would allow him to work with as many clients as he wanted without sacrificing his time, right? Which means that whether he had one client or 10, he would still spend the same amount of time each week, okay? So what he's doing now is still has the personalized nutrition plan, still has the personalized workout plan. It's a 1-hour onboarding call to manage expectations and go over the goals and the whole structure on what to expect, etc. And every client has access to group calls every week to be part of similar people on the same journey, as well as being able to answer and get their questions answered, right? They have onboarded into an app to track nutrition and workouts, and they have daily motivational messages for the first 2-3 weeks, especially because then it's very important to get those micro commitments and micro wins from the client, so you ensure them sticking around through the entire process of the whole 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, whatever it is that you're working with them, right? And then check-ins to make sure everything is on track. So with that, they could just text him whenever they wanted. If they have any questions, text him, he will reply on text. But they didn't have access to book in 1-hour client calls every single day if they wanted to, right? Because then all this time will be occupied. And he also did 1-on-1 calls with clients, like I think bi-weekly. So they still got that 1-on-1 personal touch aside from the group calls. But we made it abundantly clear that clients could not book in calls whenever they wanted to. Right? They had one every week or one at bi-weekly. Okay. And then in order to get questions answered aside from that, either send a text or join the group calls. Okay. That's the sort of deliverables. And obviously when we close clients, we want to bring them onto a sales call. right? That's how sales work. And Sean, going from an in-person PT to an online coach, he had no sales experience and he had no structure to the course that he took. Because as a PT, your sales experience is someone coming into the gym and just asking you questions. They're already looking for a PT, right? You don't have to do much selling. You just show up, show what you do, and then they'll sign up. Okay? At least that's most gyms work. He was used to clients approaching him in the gym, so he didn't have to do anything. So we started by using Calendly as our way to book in all the calls that he had. We set up Calendly for him, and it allowed him to create workflows and reminders to increase the show up rates to his calls. And they even give you templates that you can use to plug and play, so you don't have to come up with your own. Okay. So what we did, we had Sean add email reminders 24 hours and 6 hours before the call, and then we had text reminders 6 hours and 1 hour before the call to ensure that people actually showed up to the call that they booked in. Okay. And we also made sure that if they didn't show up to the call without notifying him prior to the call, they wouldn't be able to reschedule. One of the future calls will be cancelled. Okay. We did not make him use a script in his sales calls. Why? Because that would not be genuine. Instead, we had him understand and follow a framework that is needed in sales. Okay. And the first step of the sales process is to set the agenda, sort of the intro, the first 5 minutes, right? And this is exactly what Sean used to say. Obviously, you change it however the words fit you and the tonality you use, etc. But the point is to set the agenda of what's going to happen. Okay, we have 30 minutes. I'm going to go over X, Y, Z, ask you a couple questions about that. And if I think I can help you, great, I'll walk you through how that looks like. You just have to let me know by the end of the call if you want to be part of that or not. Sounds good, right? Because then you get confirmation from them that they are ready to make a decision by the end of the call. And if they don't give you a decision by the end of the call, if they suddenly pull up that I need to think about it card, then you just keep them accountable. So, okay, well, what happened? You told me that you were ready in the beginning. All right, and if they say no, you figure out why they won't be able to make a decision on the call. Maybe they have a partner they need to discuss with. If that's the case, reschedule the call with the partner on the call as well. Because if they discuss afterwards, they lose a lot of context, which oftentimes leads to you losing the sale. So if they say no because they need to discuss with someone else, you try and reschedule another call where both of them can attend. All right. After that's done, you want to figure out what their intention is, right? What made them book a call with you? Oftentimes you get them selling themselves. They will tell you their issues. They will tell you what problems they want to be solved, okay? And then you can move into discovery questions where you kind of dive deeper into that. Do they have any experience working out? Have they done anything in the past? What worked? What didn't work for them? And if they had a magic wand, how would their fitness like to be in 6 months' time? Kind of imaginary dream scenario for them. Okay. And then you want to bring out the emotion by asking what will be the best part about that. And if you feel like they have more to say, just always say what else, anything more, anything else that you can come up with, right? And you continue to ask what else until they tell you that they have nothing else. Okay. And take notes while you do this, because later on you will want to repeat this back to them. Now it's time to the challenges, right? I'm a bit curious what would you personally think could get in the way of having the goals that they want? And then it's important that instead of just saying goals, you need to list out what they told you in here to them. Okay. Figure out how long that's been going on for, and then what happens if they don't solve it. Because then they come into this spiral of thought of the worst case scenario, which obviously they don't want to happen. So they'll even be more ready to buy and work with you. And then last, you've got the turnaround, how you help your prospects. By this point, you should have all of the ammo you need in order to close them. And when you present your solution, you simply ask and repeat back what they told you. Right? You share how your process will help them by listing their goals and how they can get to those goals by avoiding challenges that they are facing. Okay. And they should be extremely emotionally invested. I've had people on my calls that have cried during that process. Sean has had people on his calls that have cried during that process. And this is what allowed him to go from charging $100 a month to now charging $1,500 for 3 months, right? Which is $500 a month. So we 5x what he gets out of every client. And if you have a limiting belief around why people would sort of invest that much with you, that's just a limiting belief, right? If there was a magic pill that would have someone lose 10 kilos immediately, people will buy that for thousands of dollars, right? It just comes down to the perceived value of what it is you have to offer, which is why the emotions are so important to get out, okay? And the goal is not to memorize these questions word for word. What's important is to understand the framework that's being used and go through the steps on your call, okay? I don't want you to memorize these questions and copy them into your script or create a script for that matter. I want you to understand why we ask questions in the order that we do, why we go through the different stages, and how the different stages plays its role. All right, once you understand that, it will be so much easier for you to actually sell and close clients, okay? And what's important is to understand the framework and go through the steps on the call, yes. And it's not just Sean that has been seeing great results with this process, right? Yeah, another client thought we were magicians or something, because this is a proven process. It's not just Sean that see results with it, though Sean's transformation was very rapid and very good. Other clients have seen great results as well. And this is a powerful system that if you execute it properly with the right intentions, you'll be able to add 5K a month in half the time it would take for you to do it on your own or figure everything out on your own by just implementing this exact system. Now that you understand exactly how this process works, I have an offer for you, okay? If you are a coach with great knowledge, right, you need to really know what you're doing. If you're a PT looking to get clients online, and if you want to launch and scale your own online coaching program, and you operate in the health space particularly, right, meaning you directly help people improve their physical and mental health. We have clients working outside of the health space as well, and the same system applies to any coaching business, right? But especially if you're in the health space, this will work really well for you due to the emotions being brought out through the entire process. And you want to create an audience and content that converts views into clients so that you can add 5 to 7K to your monthly revenue without you having to send a single cold DM or spend a dime on ads, all while having the freedom to do exactly what you want from wherever you want. If that's you, then this is the offer I have for you. We will install our intention retention system into your business so that we can replicate this exact process and get you similar results in half the time it would take for you to do it on your own. All right. And this is an overview of the entire system of what we do and what we install for all of our clients. So we help all of our clients identify the problem, right? The problem niche, not a demographic. We do audience research, right? What type of content do we need to put out? What do they resonate with? Where can we easily reach them? We build you an irresistible offer. So you don't have to do this on your own. We build it for you, with you, based on the knowledge that we have together. We find out where your audience hang out, and then we start creating a content plan. How are you going to nurture the content? How are you going to nurture people viewing your content? We show you and work with you on everything from A to Z on the content, everything from how to script it, to make the videos most engaging, straight to the point in the industry, to how you should, as opposed to edit the videos, right? Which it doesn't take long. With what we're doing, you can get that done in less than 5 minutes, right? We will build you an audience that will serve you and your business for the next 5 years, which means that every free future offer you put out, you have an audience to push it to right away. You don't have to go through this entire phase all over again. You already have an audience that you can just offer the offer to, okay? And we will convert the attention that you get so that you get leads on a daily basis, okay? And then we will set up a type form to you so that people can contact and directly work with you without you having to do anything. You just push out content and you get views, and people come into the type form and they request to work with you, apply to work. We will work with you and show you how you can close 50% of your sales goals We will build a 3-month nurture sequence for those that don't close, right? For the remaining 50%, but you will nurture them over the next 3 months. So they will continually to see you. And we will install a referral system into your business so your clients send you new clients. So you'll get referrals every single month without having to go out and hunt for more clients. All of this, on top of that, when you're ready for it, we'll build you a team that helps you run, grow, and scale your business. All of this is everything you need from A to Z within your business. And I am so confident in our ability to deliver these results for you that if you don't add at least $3,000 to $5,000 a month to your business in 180 days or less using our system, we will work for free until you add $3,000 to $5,000 to your business. Okay? So if you want us to install this exact system into your business so that you can get similar results as Sean, hit the link in the description, book your walkthrough call so that we can explore if we might be a potential fit to work together. And here again, it's not just Sean that get results. Thank you so much for helping us out. We had no idea how much money we left on the table by not implementing what you said. A shame we didn't start earlier. Okay? Worst case scenario is that we're not a good fit. Right? We'll just jump on a call, figure out we're not a good fit, and then we will point you in the right direction so you can go out and get results on your own. In the best case scenario, we are a good fit. We start working together, and 30 days from now, you've already added $3,000 to your monthly revenue. Right? So if it sounds interesting, book a call in the description down below. We'll have the walkthrough with you, and we'll take things from there.